they wasn't born in our country. So first of all, we were all born here. We're like British citizens.
The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport. I think it'll be tenfold worse than that.
I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration.
That man there is shouting fucking bomb them at the hotel.
Racist scum! Off our streets! Refugees not welcome in!
Their culture says it's perfectly all right to assault young girls.
They're sexual predators. Not paedophiles, they're sexual predators. And that's a different terminology entirely. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies.
I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries.
A year after the Southport riots, Number 10 fears another summer of discontent. Last month, disorder broke out during anti-immigration protests at the Bell Hotel in Epping, which was being used to house asylum seekers. Since then, there's been a series of similar protests outside asylum hotels across the country, including here in Canary Wharf, where the asylum seekers from the Bell Hotel were relocated. Some say protesters are concerned locals, others say they're far-right agitators.
I've known about all this migrant scandal hotel stuff for a while now, but since it's on my doorstep, I think it's right to come out, especially living here. It is taking the piss. It's taking the piss out of the British public, the taxpayers, and the future generation of our country.
We obviously have to pay for our stuff already. We have to work our asses off to get our stuff. And we'd get nothing for free. So why do they get everything for free and we don't?
The asylum seekers who come to this country on small boats, where should they be housed?
Not here. Not in this country.
Really?
Yep. That's how I feel about it. Not in this country.
Do you think they should be returned to where they came from?
Yep. Wizz Airline straight home.
Even if it's an unsafe country like Afghanistan or something?
This is the problem when people say they're coming from Afghanistan and they're fleeing. What side of the conflict are they on? Because I don't know.
My name is Constantine. I have a YouTube channel called Trigonometry. Then I talked to some people here, and you can see it's a mixed bag. I think there's some Millwall lads here with masks on. I don't think that's a particularly helpful look, frankly. But from talking to people, I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration. And I understand where they're coming from. I came to this country as an immigrant myself in 1995, 96, depending how you count. At that time, 55,000 people a year were coming to Britain then, right, legally. Now it's almost that number illegally. So you can see that something very dramatic has happened to this country in this very short period of time.
Do you think Starmer's one-in, one-out policy with France will help shift the mood of the public?
I don't think...
I mean, that man there is shouting fucking bomb them at the hotel. What do you think?
That man there looks mentally ill.
We're calm, we're peaceful, and we just want what's best for the English British public and domestically, in-house, and this is what we want. We want the equilibrium. We want it equalised. That's what we want.
I heard some chants over there calling the people inside the asylum hotel pedophiles. Do you believe that?
The majority, because when they came here, paedophiles, I would say they're sexual predators. Not paedophiles, they're sexual predators. And that's a different terminology entirely.
I'm an incredibly concerned resident. I'm very local, just near here, and the dangers here to our children and to women are unbelievable. We already know from all kinds of things that have happened all over the country, in the latest one in Epping, that it is you put 1,100 men in there, and of course they're going to have certain needs, which their culture says are perfectly all right to assault young girls. These cannot be nice people, because if they come from war-torn countries, why do they leave their wives and children behind for a better life here? That immediately tells you that these are not nice people. If they're vetted, then of course not. It's not. It's a completely different ballgame. But these are unvetted. They're criminals by default. By the very fact that the first thing they do is enter a country illegally, they are criminals. So whatever you say about them, they are criminals. Also, I am very, very upset with King Charles, who is not like his mother. He's the absolute opposite. He's an Islamophile, and he has contempt for the British people. And he protects Islam. Never once said happy East or whatever. But yeah, anything in the Muslim culture, he's immediately there.
I mean, he did give the Christmas message.
Yeah, not for an Easter one though, did he?
Why is it acceptable for them to be put in hotels and not in detention centres or warehouses with tents until they're actually processed properly?
I mean, where would you think that people who are single males who cross the channel, where
Again,
should they be put?
If they haven't gone through the correct process and they've come in illegally, we can set up warehouses very quickly or some sort of centres. Keep them in there until they're processed. They shouldn't be in these rooms that can go up to £500 a night. It's insane.
Are the sort of centres you're talking about like the ones we see in America, like the ICE?
Or even France, where they've come from. You see it in Calais. They're in warehouses and they've got tents in the warehouses. Do the same there.
The people over there are anti-racist campaigners, so by implication, they're thinking that you're racist.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that label?
Doesn't bother me anymore. I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries all around the world, different skin colours. This side of our protest is always diverse. There's always different people from all different backgrounds over here.
The last Conservative government and the current Labour government have both promised that they were going to end small boat crossings, and they haven't. Who do you think could put an end to it?
I personally say I have no idea. I don't even think Reform would do it at this point. It seems like there's no government party out there that are actually willing to do what's right and to stop the boats.
That's interesting because Nigel Farage is kind of running his whole party right now on the promise that he would end it. I mean, why don't you have faith in that promise from him?
I've seen so many things about him online that he goes back on a view or something. It's just like the odd little bits where I don't think, even if he got in power, I don't think he would fully pull through. And maybe he'd send a few boats back, but until then, we don't know.
Nigel Farage, yeah, I like his policies. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies. But who is the best to run the country? I think personally, what we've got is Reform at the moment. Is Reform. I think Reform would bring it to an evenish kill, and that's what I would hope for this, especially for the legacy of our children and our children's children after. It's our sovereignty birthright.
At the end of the day, it's not the migrants' fault, it's not our fault, it's not the police's fault, it's not the left's fault, it's not anyone's fault here, but yet we are now all in danger because of the government's choices, and it's the government that can simply change this, but they are choosing not to. They are pouring fuel on the fire, and this is proof of it. The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport. I think it'll be tenfold worse than that. We are one incident away from the country erupting. No matter where it is in the UK, the entire nation will go off. I can see it happening. People have had enough. We're not being listened to. We've been gaslit and we've taken advantage of. We've been lied to. It's constant.
My feeling is that there will be a major civil unrest here. I mean, the group across the road. I mean, they're funded by George Soros and Alex Soros, his son. We know that they're funded by them. You know, like the Just Stop Oil. They're all funded by George Soros. It's the globalist agenda, and the police, unfortunately, protect them a lot more than they protect us.
Those guys had a lot to say. They were calling the people on this side pedophiles and pedophile sympathisers.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Epping and they were saying the same thing, but I mean, it's very much sort of silly chat, I think. I mean, if from what I've read online, there's a lot of that associated with their group, but you don't hear these people saying that. It's quite childish statements, I think.
What do you think about the use of asylum hotels like this to hold asylum seekers?
I don't have a problem with them. I mean, where else are you going to put them? I mean, they had the I forget the name of that barge, but they had that, and that was obviously there was a lot of problems with that. But I mean, I don't have a problem with them being in hotels.
Samira Ali from Anti-Racism. I'm a national organiser for Anti-Racism. I'm one of the organisers of the protest today.
And why did you organise that protest?
Well, today, in Canary Wharf, as well as in Islington, as well as in over 20 places around the country, the far right is attempting to mobilise to abolish asylum. So they're mobilising outside of hotels that house refugees to intimidate the people inside, and really, if they wanted to have their way, to smash in and attack those inside as well.
And a lot of the people on that side that I spoke to said they don't have a problem with legal migration, just with illegal migration. What do you make of that?
Well, it's just not true, is it? Because if you think about what drives the racists, it is an attack on refugees and migrants in Britain. It's not an attack on Ukrainian migrants or Ukrainian refugees. It's an attack on those that come from, quite frankly, countries that we've bombed to begin with and started wars in. Vulnerable people who come here and are subject to racist attacks. And it's about the colour of their skin, it's about their ethnicity, and it's about where they come from. So, I mean, the far right like to say that they're not far right, that they're not worried about the women and girls that come here on boats and are forced to come on boats. But it's not true, because the far right also are mobilising outside the hotels that are mixed, that house families, and intimidating those people as well. But I think at the moment what's really dangerous is that they're being confidence by the politicians, by people in Parliament, like Nigel Farage, like Lee Anderson, who posted a video about the Canary Wharf Hotel, spreading misinformation. That is what's giving cover and licence to far-right people on the streets.